saying Hearts on such a strong position.
Well,
And
Mark,
Derek McInnes must have sat back there today and loved every second of it.
Mark in the comments says 2 poor teams. The league is Hearts to lose.
Well, it is.
It's kind of is at this point.
And by the way, you've got a situation where Motherwell, everybody's thinking 3 points will be a banker for them up at Dundee. Didn't happen. They get defeated. It comes 10 minutes to go. Slattery makes it 1-1 with a brilliant free kick, and you think, oh, right, wow, Motherwell might just nick this. And what a kind of statement win that would be. But they didn't get the win. Now, Motherwell will still play a big part in whatever happens next. But that's a 10-point gap to Hearts. That's not getting made up.
Aye, that's not getting made up.
And I look at Rangers and Celtic, and Celtic are now absolutely running on fumes in terms of what Martin O'Neill's got at his disposal. And the fact that he had to turn to his bench and throw on Mavuka today, well, now we know why he's been the lesser spotted new arrival.
And see as well, being at the game, he spot little things. Being at the game, I saw Martin O'Neill. He's not got much here now, but he was trying to pull it out. See, every time the ball went up to Chavanchara, and he just wasn't holding it up.
Oh, it was
bizarre.
Feeble. It was quite feeble.
I mean,
for a big boy.
He's like 6'5" or something. And Martin O'Neill was going mad because Celtic, they just ball just kept coming back.
Couldn't get out.
Ball just kept coming back.
Now, Callum McGregor's obviously a major loss, and
now I think Tierney as well today. Tierney's been really good recently.
Yeah, but I thought Scales was terrific.
Oh, he was. No, he was. He was good.
I thought he's marked down as one of the heroic performances Celtic had. But yeah, the problem now for Martin O'Neill, I'm sure he'll be banging the door down in the medical department at Lennoxtown tomorrow morning, wanting a kind of full report on Callum McGregor's injury and what it's likely to mean. I think it's a recurrence of an Achilles injury that bothered him last season. Celtic can't do without him.
Yeah.
And you saw that the midfield was completely overrun today.
Aye. And Negren as well. He's such an enigma.
Just plays in the periphery.
Aye.
I mean, but at least he's coming up with a contribution, which is
exactly.
goals. Skov Olsen is the Rangers Nygren, except without the goals.
Without the goals, aye.
Yeah.
A couple of comments coming in asking basically along the lines of, I know today was in the Cup, but do you think this will psychologically hurt Rangers in the league?
I absolutely do.
Really?
And by the way, you said something, or you heard some of the comments. Danny Rowe looked an absolute busted flush there, didn't he?
He did. Aye.
He looked drained.
He looked like he sort of realised the job he's in, basically.
Yeah. But he also, I think he's got to take on board. As I said to you, the substitutions are making Rangers worse. And he'd all week to prepare. He's all week to assess what was Skov Olsen likely to put onto that pitch today. I don't know what he's doing in training, Skov Olsen. He must be having a worldie.
I thought it was curious that Chukwani was on the bench as well.
That was a big decision, and why that is one substitution that actually made Rangers stronger when Chukwani came on.
When I saw the team lines,
why was he not in the first place?
Exactly.
So but I think he looked a little bit haunted there in the post-match stuff.
Haunted's the perfect word for it.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at the Scottish Cup now, obviously Falkirk are into the semi-finals. Dunfermline, huge win.
Hold on, Dan. So you asked me for my predictions the other night.
Yep.
I said that Falkirk would go through.
You did.
Against Dundee United. I said Dunfermline were a certainty to beat
We
Aberdeen.
both said Dunfermline. Mm-hmm. I'm getting part credit on that.
And I said Celtic would get through in penalties.
You did. You did. So you did. Fair play. You did.
So to complete the set now, Partick Thistle beat St Mirren tonight.
Think so?
Yeah. Well, that's why I said it.
Aye. I think this season's been that mad that St Mirren might sneak through. There's no indication.
St Mirren could do a St Johnson this season and win 2 trophies.
Who knows? Who knows? But
who knows?
Who knows? I've got tons of comments still coming in.
Right, go.
Let me have a look. James says it doesn't matter how much Rangers had. The bottom line is Celtic team. They were the difference. We bottle it every time. Danny Rowe must be pulling his hair out. Says Sugarman. There's tons coming in. I'm actually struggling to keep up with them here, Keith. Aye. There's one of the ones from Scotland the Brave is saying that you're contradicting yourself over the January transfer window.
In what way?
And he says that you are. You said that whoever came out best in the January transfer would win the league. You said that Rangers had.
Yeah.
But now they're.
I think Rangers had a good window.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying in the Nadiri, I think Rangers were hoping they were going to get a striker that was capable of weighing in
Aye,
with
with goals,
between
aye.
10 and 12 goals
Aye.
now in the end of the season, and it doesn't look as if they're going to get that. Who knows? He
Aye.
might go on a run, but at this minute in time, as much as he's a really good foil for Chimiti, and I think he gives a lot to the team, he doesn't look like a natural goal scorer. That was my point.
Yeah.
Rangers come out of the window a lot stronger than they went into it. Celtic, they brought in some bodies, but these bodies aren't going to make a difference. And at a time when the injuries are piling up, it's remarkable that Martin O'Neill is keeping them in the fight. But I think, the reinforcements that have come in are nowhere near the required level. And now key guys, another key guy, another two key players in Callum McGregor and Kieran Tierney could be out for a considerable chunk of what remains of this season. It's becoming really, really difficult to make a strong argument for Celtic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um,
Green Machine says in the comments, McGregor needed to be rested.
he
Better.
should have been rested in this. We said it.
This would have been his 47th game of the
Yeah,
season.
he should have been rested in the Stuttgart
Aye,
games.
aye, exactly.
Oh, look, I say that. I also said, I think, if I recall, it's really difficult to imagine Martin O'Neill picking a Celtic midfield that didn't have Callum McGregor.
And he's the kind of guy who's never going to say, look, leave me out.
But Achilles there's a bit of a wear and tear about these injuries, and I think this season might have just caught up on him. Now, who knows? Because he has shown in the past remarkable powers of recovery. But the sooner he gets back, the better. I think Celtic's hopes of catching Hearts will rest on the diagnosis of Callum McGregor's injury. I think it could be that straightforward.
Right, last couple of comments. Sean says, can a Rangers manager come back from two massive failures in a week after his comments about Celtic v Stuttgart? Your loyal Muppet, who's a big Rangers man, says, nothing is over. Rangers have dominated both games, more or less, apart from the first game, second half, so don't write us off yet. There's points to drop and win still.
100%. Nobody's writing anybody off. But what I would say is that Danny Rowe looked absolutely spooked out by what he saw today. It's going to take him a bit of time to recover from that. It's going to take his team a bit of time to recover from that. And I wrote last week, if Rangers were to come out on the wrong side of this result today, if they're going to build momentum, they now need to build it from a standing start, because everything that's gone before has been wiped away. So if Rangers are to get themselves into the race here, then they're going to have to find momentum and build their own momentum, as I said, from a standing start. Whereas if they'd won the last two games against Celtic, they'd be absolutely flying into the final stretch. But everything that was building has kind of been knocked down over these last two performances against Celtic, albeit they've been I was going to say probably, they've been the better side in both games, the stronger side, but I keep coming back to it. Mentality, the Logan Roy test. They've not got it.
Aye. And up next for Rangers a week today, they're away at St Mirren. Again, I know St Mirren will be struggling, but it's never an easy game. And Celtic on Saturday at home to Motherwell. It's going to be a cracker.
Yeah, I worry for Celtic in that game.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you should, just to jump in, Michael says that O'Neill said after the game that Tierney could have played 30 minutes today. It's not an injury concern for next week, so that's a boost for them.
Well, that is a boost. Sorry, I didn't hear that.
But, it's going to be a tough game.
I'm not sure, though. I'm not sure, because why wasn't he on the bench then?
Good point, aye.
And be careful just with listening to messages. Celtic won't want anybody to think that Callum McGregor might be a casualty for a while here. I just think, knowing how much Martin O'Neill, how much importance and significance he places upon his captain.
Oh, that was Tierney, sorry, that Michael was saying.
Oh, Tierney?
Aye, sorry, it was Tierney.
Right, okay.
So he says Tierney could have done half an hour today.
Right.
Nothing about McGregor, but aye.
Yeah, so the McGregor one's key for me now.
Aye.
And I just feel that Celtic, they are absolutely battered and bruised now, aren't they? Martin O'Neill is having to fling on players that he knows aren't anywhere near the required level, and they're going to come in. He'll need to do a body count after this game to see who's going to be available, who's fit, who's carrying what. And the bottom line is he's going to go in against a Motherwell side that are on the back of that'll have stung Motherwell.
Aye.
If anything, Motherwell are likely to come back stronger. So I'd have concerns for Celtic. I think that feels like a difficult afternoon.